Oh my god, the dust. Real hard to follow close. Whoa. Whoa, I can't see anything here. Oh no! Whoa, that's a big truck! Whoop. Hello. Hello. Oh. This is the steepest track at BLADEALCHEMY, I think. Oh. There we go, steep. Oh no! Oh! Oh, look at the view. Oh. Oh, it's steep. I can't see a thing. What on earth? Whoa, it's a bit damp. Road gap coming. Don't know if I want to follow off the road gap. Oh, she's steep. I love this trail bike.
Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing on this pivot day? Hope you all are doing well. I had a pretty boring night at work last night. I did work on the inlay for my isotope a little bit.
Yeah, boy.
Got it to where I'm really close now.
Yes. Yes.
Nice. Dude,
Oh.
So let's watch one more line here. See what we got. Some of these tracks are nuts. Some of these places they go to ride is crazy as well. Like this one right here is pretty wild. Seems like Sweden and Norway have some wild places.
Let's go.
Check out this course. Well, all right, guys. I guess I'm going to end this video real quick and talk about knives. This is not a bike broadcast. Yeah, it's right here, TC. This is him racing in it. They go down a ski slope. I'm not sure. I don't remember the name of the race either.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
But yeah, this is pretty wild. All the people already went down. Trouble Bunny, I do not bike like this. But I thought it would be a cool POV for starting out the video. So that's why I added it. But anyway, alright, let's see what we got here. Let's start the thing off right. Turn off the media, turn on the camera, make sure the camera is pointed right. Alright, get this scooted up just a little bit, get some stuff out of the way. About right there. Looks good. And we are back. Alright. So in my front pocket last night, by the way, let me say my good mornings first. Good morning, Pete. Good morning, B. Shady. Good morning, Mister. Good morning, Cal. Morning, TC. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Trouble Bunny. And good morning, Drummer. And I think that's about it. So in my front pocket, I had one that I absolutely love that I forget about quite often. And it is one of my first big chunky knives that I bought. It's actually one of the first mods I ever did too. It was the first knife that I ever did a flipper tab delete on. But this is the DSK Tactical Diamondback. And love the meatiness of it. It's very thick. Here's that other thick knife, that core that I've been talking about, but it's an oversized knife. And pretty cool knife. It's got a nice clip. Clip works well. It is angled up, which is kind of weird. I don't know why it does that. I don't like knives that aren't parallel to the knife. throws off the lines a little bit. This one had a back spacer originally, and I put these two spacers in to be more like the original. Did a flipper tab delete on it, my first one. Got it good and flush. So I had that in my front pocket. And in my back pocket, I had my clone of the Spartan Harsey. This is a knife that is really nice. I love the action on this thing. The full-size version fits my hands great, but I bet the mini, so they make a smaller version of this also, and I bet that would fit comfortably too. This is almost a knife that I would consider buying a real one of. That's how much I like it. Trouble Bunny, all right. Get that leather work done. Thanks for hopping in. This one has perfect action though. I love the bigger jimping. Talked about that recently. I love the little blade ramp it's got right there, but yet still got the classic blade shape. So the Harsey is a great knife. Great EDC knife. I noticed a few people buying these for people for graduations, college graduations. It's just a good all-around company. I haven't heard any bad things about them. So that is what I had in my pockets last night. Oh yeah, thank you for hitting the like button. If y'all will do that really quickly. Why are we watching Street Fighter sound effects? Mister? Do you ever watch that guy Tucker Gott be shady? You ever heard of Tucker? Tucker, I think his last name is Gott, G-O-T-T. Pretty cool guy. I watched his videos when he was younger. He kind of blew up from paramotoring to the McDonald's. Pace Metal Fab. This is a DSK Tactical Diamondback. It is a copy of one. And this is a Spartan Harsey. Perfect. Yeah, let's go check out. Let me show you the DSK Diamondback. I think they have some on Arizona. What am I doing here? Was that right? No, that's not right. That's right. All right. So yeah, DSK Tactical makes a bunch of nice, big, meaty titanium knives. Not sure if y'all are familiar with this brand. They have a lot of blade grinds and shapes that I like. And there's the kickstand. There's the UXC. That's a pretty mean looking knife. That looks like a Robin knife. A little bit. That's more of a Sever 7 style knife, but maybe even a little too thick for him. But the Diamondback is this one right here. And it looks about exactly like the one I've got on the table. No flipper tab. Mine came with a flipper. I deleted it to make it look like that. And I made the two standoffs for the back of it. They did have, wow, there's a Diamondback I've never seen. guess he changed the blade shape on the future ones. There's a Diamondback with the, see if it shows the, yeah, see how that one has the 2 standoffs? Doesn't have a backspacer. Mine originally came with a backspacer, so that's why I put the 2 standoffs in there. But super cool knife. And then the Spartan Harsey. I think they make a few different versions. I mean, they have all kinds of cool pattern ones now. Then they also have the mini, or what do they call it? Is 3.25 inch. I don't think they call it a mini. I think it's like a junior or something. I don't know why I can't remember what it's called. But I think they have a smaller size. They do have some cheaper knives now. Used to not be the case. Trying to remember, I didn't even see. They must just call it the 3.25 inch now. But I swear they called it something else. Does anybody remember what they used to call it? Yeah, mister, that's the same guy Tucker got. Rad knives have been copied. I've actually got one over here on the table. It's funny you asked that, because I started to carry my Rad knives last night. Here is the Rad Knives Shepherd that was copied. I have not done a flipper tab delete on it yet, but I probably should. Wait, this is not the... Wait, this is not Rad Knife. Wait, is it? It might be. I can't remember who makes the Shepherd now. Hold on. I've got another one somewhere too, which is the I don't know where it's gone to. It's supposed to be right here. But I've got I know the Rad knife makes the cleaver, but I don't remember about the Shepherd. And I don't know where my cleaver is at the moment. I thought it was right here. Might have fallen off the table on the back side or something. Yeah, I don't know. I've got too much. Oh, here it is. So here's the Rad Knives cleaver. The overall length of this one, Pete, is 9 1/4 inches. And the overall length of this one is right under 10. Yeah, 9 1/4, 10. Yeah, this is the copy. Paste metal fab. Rad Knives field cleaver, I think it's called. Let's go look that up. I think, let's see, Rad Knives Field Cleaver. Yeah, so they got a mid-size. They got different sizes of this knife. The one I've got is the large one. It's hard to find it. Yeah, here's one right here, Slice FQ. So that's the version. That's the $3,750 version. Mine is not the $3,750 version, but does the same effect. Got the same kind of pivot. Oh, good morning, Robert. And then let's see. So they make can't remember how they make a micro shepherd also, which is a pretty cool looking little knife. That looks like a Robin knife too, but they make a full size shepherd. Rad Knife Shepherd. This one is beautiful. So this is that same knife I've got on the table there, Pete, that you thought that was 9 1/4. You can see how big it is across his hand. Got a mirror polished blade. No telling how expensive that knife is. But that is that one. That is this one. These are some of my first big titanium clones that I got. Was these right here, those two. And then I also got the Skike Rogue Shark. And I got a Hilberg Marauder H. And then I got my Rad Cleaver. So I started out with those. And I also got my Chavez 228, which is a big boy too. He doesn't go there though. He doesn't even go there. He goes there maybe. This 228 is hard to find. It is not like the 229s. Does not have. I didn't do a flipper tab delete on this one. This one doesn't actually even come with a flipper tab. But just to show you the size difference, this is the 229 kickstop that a lot of people get. So that 228 is quite a bit bigger. So yeah, I started out my bigger titanium knives, and then I bought all my Efingros. Thank you, Pace Metal Fab. This Hilberg Marauder H, I didn't like the KC on the clip, so I sanded it off at some point. But this thing to be on washers is pretty dang nice. Very snappy, got good detent, closes easily. This knife is not as bad as I thought it would be, even though I don't like him, really. And then I also anodized this one back then. It was silver, or it was some kind of weird messed up color when I got it. So I threw the blurple on it, and I sanded the clip on it and did the hardware the same color. Nope, I just got big hands, and when I saw that you could get this much titanium for around the same price as something smaller, I just thought, well, why not get the more substantial knife that fits my hands better? But yeah, I carried this last night, and I love this knife. Anything over about a 1/2 inch wide, I like, I like my knives to be at least a 1/2 inch thick, and this one is way over that. This one is 0.617. So it's a chunky boy. The blade stock on it is 0.237. So it's about twice as thick as a lot of blades. So that is that one. Where does it go? It goes right there. And then this one goes right there. All right, so I got really close last night on this thing. I want to show y'all where I got. So I messed up on one corner, and I'm not going to be able to fix it, and it is this corner down here. I rounded it over a little too much. But I am getting to the point where I am very, very close now. In fact, there's a little step down that goes down to the inlay, and these sit down in that step down now. And I'm really happy with how this top edge is going to look. So what I've decided to do is only take off the rest from these two solid lines. But there's going to be this one little corner, but it's down in there. It's not moving. It's not sitting. It's down in the little slant. So I'm super close now. In fact, it almost sticks down in there, but I don't know if y'all can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's a little bevel right there, and it actually sits down in that bevel now, all the way around, and is very, very close to going in. So after I do that, I mean, I'm getting really close. Like I said, I'm going to have one little tiny place in this corner. So it's rounded off towards the edges. So what I'm going to do is, once I get this drop down in here, I'm going to take my Sharpie, and whatever's sticking up above this edge, I'm going to mark along the edge of the knife on both sides, or all the way around it where it meets the scales. And then I'm going to round it over until I get rid of all that black, so that I know that it'll meet up like this one does. But this one is kind of rounded from one side to the other. The two ends don't really round off, so it's more just the sides. But hopefully y'all can see that angle across there. So it is thicker in the middle. So when I got this titanium, I measured the thickest part, and it's 2.5 millimeters, which is the same as this one. And then I'm not sure what it drops down to on both sides, but I'm going to round those over. But man, it doesn't move. It's like down in that little groove and it's very close. So I'm just I can actually get this side to line up perfectly over there. So I'm just knocking off these two flats right here. There's a little bit of, they come to a point. I don't know if y'all can see that, but right in there somewhere, this section meets this section. So since I've got the main curves all the way around this matched up good, I'm just going to keep knocking this off until it drops down in there. But I'm happy with where I'm at. Taking my time, and thank you, mister. So I've almost got that done. All right. I had a couple more links, or I had at least one more link. Yeah, Pete, it also gives you appreciation for computer controlled machining. And yeah. All right, one more hardness test. Actually, a couple more. Oh, somebody asked last night, we were talking about carbonizing yesterday. I looked it up, and it's not actually a process that titanium, you have to use tungsten carbide to bond with the titanium to make the hardened edge. And yesterday I sent a link to Grimsmo, showed a super cool article, a post on it. So let's watch a little bit of this. That's what she said. Whoops.
But then, like, if you flip the knife open and you need two hands to undo it, and you need to hold your hand like this to undo it,
he's talking about lock stick.
A waste of time. It's meant for your thumb to be able to get in there. I can't even do it.
He hasn't really said anything.
And if it's sticky, you can't do that. So how do we fix that? Carbidizing. But there are tricks. And I'm going to show you some of my tricks to eliminate stickage even with carbidizing. Alright, so carbidizing puts a layer of carbide, tungsten carbide, on the end of the lock face. And not only does it help prevent stickage, but it also, since carbide is so hard, it improves the length and the wear time of the titanium lock face. It'll help it last longer, theoretically. Obviously, first thing, gotta take it apart.
So he shows where the lockup occurs.
You can see this little dented dark. So this is the end of my lock bar. You can see this little dented darker section right there. That's the actual lockup contact point. Okay, not this whole face, not down here, not on the inside. This little corner. And you got to get your tolerances just right, and angles and contact points and everything just right, so that this little corner is doing the lockup. You know, check all of your high-end knives, the Hinderers and the Chris Reeves and all that. They're all going to contact in the top corner. That's the way to make it work. Emerson's and all that. Emerson even has a little section on his website that describes how and why to do that, so it's very handy information. Like on my lock bar, you can see there's quite a bit of milling chatter. Just because the way I do it, I have to use a long end mill, and it kind of bounces around a little bit. But that's okay, because I'm carbonizing it smooth. So let's go see how I do that.
So here's how it carbonizes.
There are 2 commercial carbonizing systems you can buy. One is a really expensive, really awesome one. I think it's made by Rockland Manufacturing or something like that. If I find the link, I'll put it in. It's like thousands of dollars. The other one is... I forget exactly what it's called, but I will put it in once I figure it out. I think it's sold at Traverse Tool, and it's like $150 or something like that. That's what most guys get, I think, and it's probably worth the money. If you're a little bit adept with electronics and can figure out what to do with a capacitor and a bridge rectifier, then you can obviously make your own, like what I did. This is a Mastech from Mastech.com. Variac, 0 to 250 volts. It's just got a turning knob, so it inputs 120 volts AC and it outputs 250 volts AC. So this is one that I put together myself with the Variac, and then a little magic box with goodies inside. It's very simple inside. Don't worry about this light bulb holder. That was an original project. Don't need that anymore. Kind of pointless now. I also use this for my titanium anodizing, so it gives me 0 to 150 volts of DC voltage for titanium anodizing. You really only need 0 to 100. So inside, it looks messier than it needs to be because it's got more stuff than it needs to have. The brains of the operation are a bridge rectifier. This converts AC voltage to DC voltage. It's just got 4 pins on it. Really simple, really cheap. They're a couple bucks. And then a capacitor. This is a 200 volt 1000 UF capacitor.
1000 microfarad.
You solder positive to negative. So I believe I go to volt.
So he built this little thing.
200 volts. There's a little converter board in there that for some reason I decided to whatever. This, I forget what kind of resistor. Comes in really handy. So here I've got a 2-position switch. So off is in the middle, and then power is on that side, and drain is on this side. And what that does is 0 is off, obviously. Power allows power through all the circuitry, and then out to my leads, which I have right here. And then the drain puts the power the other way and basically drains it through this resistor. And this resistor can take a lot of heat because it's a metal.
It'll drain the capacitor so it doesn't
power
pop.
resistor, that's what they're called. Yeah, this power resistor. This is settings of 25. I bet you this thing it'll still store, 100 volts inside. It looked like a mess of wires, voltage, and drain, and be happy. Display. Plug the power in for the Variac. We can go up to 25 volts, and you can get 0.1 volt resolution, which is nice. So if I go like up to 50 volts, turn it down, this is off now, it's still at 61 volts, draining very slowly. It takes a while. So this is off, and then if I hit the drain button, it cycles all that power through the power resistor, and now it's golden again. Now the wires are safe. But otherwise, I'll show you an experiment. Right now, let's go back a little bit. So these won't spark, but if you're having to stay on the power setting, this will spark pretty good. There. And that's how they're pretty.
So this is how he carbonizes his lock bars.
Look around it, crank it handle. Really good and doesn't scratch up anything. And then the magic is a Dremel engraver. Doesn't have to be a Dremel brand, whatever you want. Apparently, I always leave it on the 1 setting. So an engraver works by vibrating the tip. I don't really know if it goes in and out or around, or it probably goes in and out. What do I know? Yeah, not exactly quiet, but it works great. And it comes with little carbide tips, but I just use like leftover end mills because I use end mills all the time, and they break. They're carbide, so I just break them clean off and then shove them in the holder, and boom, I got an infinite supply of carbide rods. So you can see the tip has been flattened through use. And I like having a nice wide flat tip.
So
Unmodified Dremel engraver, and then all I do is take the power wire and clip it to the front. Done. I've heard of some people like splitting this open and actually wiring it in professionally, and that's what that $150 one from Travers has. It's like they just took an off-the-shelf Dremel and then tore it apart and soldered a wire in, and comes with a power supply. Like, it's a pretty slick setup. But this is like $40, and the Mastech is like $50, and then your junk is you know, $10, $20. So you're kind of looking at well over $100 plus your time anyway. And if this one's like $150, or maybe it's $220, I'm your time figuring that. Change it, and I love it. So, another side benefit of the paper towel is that it sort of isolates the metal vise from the negative ground. So if I happen to touch these, they're not actually conducting. Hasn't really been a problem, but you never know. Going on without it's perfect. Try it any higher, it might give you a bigger crystallized structure, but I like 40.
40 volts.
And conveniently enough, when you use this, and use it always at the same setting, and especially this that kind of draws a lot of current, there's a little notch. I can feel a little notch in the turning, in all the windings inside. So without even looking, I know that that's 40 volts. Because that's where the notch is. And it's 42 now. That's fine. It's a tiny... It doesn't really have any shock me or anything. So this flat is worn in at a perfect angle for me to just... My hand is always in this position, resting right here, and I can sort of feel the flat and get it nice and even. Alright, so I got my voltage on, I got the power switch turned to power. I'll need to turn this on, so it's going to be super loud, the engraver, so I might just lower the volume for that and not narrate during... Or I might voice over. Yeah, I should do that. But remember, this little corner, this front corner right there, is the only corner that matters. That's the only corner that's touching the knife. And on the Hinderer knives that I've seen, he only carbonizes that little tiny corner, which is fine, because that's all you need to do. For consistency's sake, I like to do this whole flat, just because. Let's do this. So I like to start in the back, where it doesn't really matter, and then work my way forward so that I get the angle right, I get my feel right, the pressure and everything. I don't really push a lot of pressure on it yet. Near the end I do kind of smooth it out and put some pressure on it, but that way I have some experience on this exact handle with the angle and everything before I get to the important part.
Pretty cool process. So somebody in the Discord said they didn't realize that old frame lock knives didn't have lock bar inserts. And what did you do before that? Well, some of the newer ones like this still don't have them. But I looked up the stats, and the actual very first
so you can see
knife...
at the end I was pushing pressure on it.
with a lock bar insert was the Sabenza in 1990.
Important spot and just smoothing it out. Oops. It's still got power. Right on there.
So that's how you carbonize.
Yeah. Too hot to touch.
But yeah, right here, let me show you real quick. I looked up because I was curious about which knife was the first one to have a lock bar insert. And you can see right here that the Sabenza was the first frame lock knife with a steel insert in 1990. So until that point, you know, they hadn't had any kind of lock bar inserts. So carbonizing, yeah, he uses carbide end mills. He uses carbide end mills. So I also had this link I wanted to look at. It's a new Olitans with SLD Magic blade. I thought it looked like a pretty interesting knife. They're supposed to come out soon. Olitans is doing their thing. But nice little sheep's foot lock. And then I put a link to all their titanium knives, of which they do have a few, and I like a few of them too. I like this Thai Bomber. I like the Arrow. I even like this Stealth. So Olitans is trying to step up their game and do some cool stuff with knives. Yeah, I like the fact that he built his own stuff. That reminds me of what I would do. But yeah, Olitans has got a few titanium knives. I wish this one was a frame lock. I've shown this one before, and I love it. And then, I'm not sure if y'all saw this yesterday, but Kunwu, let's see, where did I put that? Thought I put it in the links channel. Yeah, Kunwu released a new knife, the Poon Padre. Not sure if y'all saw that yet. 3.3-inch blade. They offer it in all their different varieties, but the orange peel one is $2.99 at the moment. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. They also have, so it's at the top up here. They have all the DLC versions with the diamond, orange peel and DLC, and the special version with some kind of milling on it and the diamond texture. And then they have all the left-hand versions. And then I hadn't noticed that they released a Tau 3, which is also a nice looking knife. And it's 8.27 inches with a 3.5 inch blade. I'm not sure how long that one has been, but it came out after the Gringo with the Vertilock and the and all the rest. Anyway, it came out recently. But the Poon Padre looks pretty nice. I would probably get that version if I got one. Seeing that reminded me of that Poon Padre a little bit. But yeah, I wish this one wasn't a crossbar lock. I wish this was a frame lock. But Olitans seem to be trying to step up, and I like the milling. I like what they're doing. That's super cool to see. What else did I have? I think that's about it. Oh, while I'm over on the Discord, I'm looking at this. This is Pete's carry for the day. I like that pry bar, Pete. I like your little ano job you did and sanded it back off, maybe, or maybe it came that way. Got you some nice knives there today, Pete. They're not available anymore, Paste Metal. They're old copies. Probably 3 years ago is when they came out, so they've long been gone. You can only find them on the secondary market. Yeah, I started a couple of years ago, and they were getting hard to find then. Oh, that was stock? All right. So last night I took these with me, some old stones I had that are, I think, a 120, 180 and a 320 or something. And that's what I used to flatten out these lines really good. I still need to remove a little material, but this gave me a way to remove some of this titanium and know that I was kind of keeping a flat plane. So I sat there for about 45 minutes doing this, messing around. But I took those with me. Yeah, I don't know. The Rad Cleaver was still available up until a few months ago, Paste Metal Fab. There was a company that still had some. I will definitely let you know if you hang out in here, occasionally. I'll let you know if I see one pop up. And a lot of times, once I develop a good friendship with some of these people in here, and they let me know they're looking for something, when I run across it, I'll go ahead and buy it for them. And then they can pay me and I'll send it to them. I'm doing that at the moment with Mr. Cal. I don't think he minds me saying that. Some people care whether I say they're grabbing a replica knife, and some don't care. So I try to be careful to respect that. I did bust out some of my little fidgety stuff yesterday. I even got out those three little... I was trying to look at my collection of EDC stuff that isn't knife related, and I ran across some stuff. I got some stuff accumulated now. I even got a little pry bar, and thought I had something else. Can't remember what that is, but I'm getting a collection of some of the little other stuff for pictures. I have not seen how much the Rex 121 warnies are selling for on secondary. But I can only imagine. I guess people will try to get whatever they can. Probably $1,000 or something stupid. I rolled these dice quite a bit yesterday, and they seem to be pretty random. They don't just seem to be weighted. They seem to be ground pretty good, so that's cool. You don't want them to always land on the same thing. So These dice ended up being pretty decent. I still love this little 6-leaf with the ferro rod. Let's see. Yeah, it definitely works good. Fire. Pretty cool that it holds it in the back, this little pry bar. I got this off of eBay also, Pete. I believe that's where yours came from. Got the little clip at the bottle opener, some wrenches, fire starter, and a pry bar. Pretty cool. All right. Where are those? Are you talking about on like Blade Binge? Or even on Knife Swap? I don't have them added as an alert, so I wonder how bad the search will be when I type in Rex 121. See, I don't understand. Blade Binge's search is terrible. I typed in Rex 121 all in one word, and it brings up all kinds of craziness. Nothing that matches exactly the search term that I typed in. But luckily, 4 down, we got one for 600. That one does have the tiger on it. I guess that's an extra add-on. Some kind of club. No idea what the I guess cutlery shop, maybe some kind of, I don't know. Somebody will know. But that little, oh yeah, the Millie Club, something like that. I don't know. $600 for that one though. I'm sure if we just go to the Blade Binge marketplace, a few of them will pop up pretty quickly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if quite a few people are trying to sell them. Hey, look, Plague Doctor, Blue Limited Edition. There's a Spartan Blades. Pretty cool. Good old synchronicity again. It's a 30. What's this knife for $33? Wow. It's got a lot going on there. But I haven't heard of that brand. Is that really the brand or is that the model? No idea. It's got D2, $33. Probably an Amazon knife, but I just showed one that they were selling for 600, Pete, on Blade Binge. I was trying to find another one. There's the Kubey Fenrir. It looked like a mini goblin there for a second, but that's a Damn Designs button lock. It's funny how all kinds of knives get named the same thing. I was thinking there'd be another one as common as those knives are, but let me see if I just type in, whoops, PM2 of some of the first ones that come up. Yeah, 600 is, I guess, about shipwreck scales. Don't see too many up for sale. Addicted to Blades has a ton of knives for sale, huh? Stovepipe. Yeah. I imagine Knife Swap has had a few too. Oh, eBay would be a good place to see what people are charging. And eBay's search should be a little better. 450, 475. Oh, that one's the Warncliffe. 475 for the regular. Another Warncliffe, 650, 620, 600, basically. $650 or best offer. How much were they? How much were they from Spyderco or from where Cutlery Shop? Good morning, Sever7. Yeah, that's pretty wild. How much were they originally? 250? 300? 256. Yeah, that's what I would guess, around 250. Well, you get in line, I guess you get to double your money. I myself would rather have this for $50 more. Oh yeah, the one other hardness test that I wanted to show y'all I found was a well, I don't know where I put it. Could have sworn I put it in the links channel, but guess I didn't. Alright, let me see if I can find it really quick. Reddit. It was the Kunwu Chad in that blade steel I can't ever remember. Hopefully it'll pop up here in just a second. Can't remember the guy's name that posts. Yeah. So the PM60 Kunwu Chad came in at 68.2, which is pretty wild. I think Pete bought 2 of them, didn't you, Pete? Didn't you get one of each? Mr. Pete? That's why I was asking Pete. 256. But yeah, that was cool to see 68 on that PM60. Where did he do the dots on it? Up there by the... That's the one that cut me, though. So, it's definitely sharp. One more knife I saw I wanted to look at was on here. Check out this new little cheap knife. Oh yeah, a Slim Raccoon is coming. It looks like. Pass that along. And then There was a little cheap knife up here that looked a little interesting for some people. It was, it was just a cheap version of the Factor. They got like a $22 version of this now. I guess I haven't tried to find it, but at least it has the correct steel. Yeah, they can't show all the rest of it, but that's not what it looks like. It's got the little cutout and the lock and all that. It actually looks like this. But pretty cool to see them coming down to like 23 bucks with aluminum and 9CR. And this is just one of those things. Companies like this are going to have to realize that there's going to be cheaper copies of their knives made. So get over it. All right. What else we talking about? What are we looking at here, Robin? Oh, wow. Yep. That's a lot of custom work there. Wow, that's pretty cool. Was it a bolster lock or is that just... Man, those lines. Something else. Yeah, beautiful knife, Robin. Oh, you got two of the warnies? Pete? Gotta be. You could sell one right now and pay for get the other one free. Yeah, that's a wild knife, Robin. Is he he's not French, is he? What where's he from? For some reason he just reminds me of some of the French makers. Little too he even looks French. If you can look French. Who has he got here? Oh, he's doing this by hand, huh? Yeah, see, if I had a round over bit, man, it'd be awesome. Pretty cool watching him do some machining. All right, where's he from? Let's see. That's his threads. It's Italian. Professional cyclist, Italian former, proudly made one at a time. Not sure where he's from. Italy, yeah. I would think Italy after seeing his name, reading his name again. All right, anybody else y'all been checking out? Some of those patterns are crazy. So how do you open that knife? Oh, you're able to still flip it? Wait a minute. Whoops. I want to see that again when he shows the back. Okay, so he leaves a big gap at the top where you can still flip it. And a little bit of a hook there. So that's pretty cool. To be able to aesthetically get rid of the flipper tab, but still use it like one. Yeah, that's interesting. I like the clip a lot. Don't like the recurve, but very classy looking knife. That little push button lock, kind of cool. I don't know what's going on with all that engineering there. Pretty wild, pretty wild. Another maker, Emmanuel maker. Wow, wow. Mosaic inlay, geometric pattern. Mother of pearl. Alternating light techniques. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't like mother of pearl. Surprisingly, to me, it looks cheap and gaudy. It reminds me of old costume jewelry for some reason, and I can't get past that. But a lot of makers use it as a high quality material. But it's got a little bit too much going on for my likes. I do appreciate the work and stuff that goes into making it look that nice. That's a cool looking knife. Seems like you're in a mother of pearl phase today, Mr. Robin. Man, some of that stuff, that's crazy quality though. Oh, he had pop-up pocket clips. I didn't notice that. You talking about the last guy? This guy? That rotating bolster, pretty cool. That. Oh, okay. So that pushes down in there. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, this guy does some crazy work, huh? Invisible clip. Good morning, Cliff. Yeah, that's super cool. Some of those patterns are wild. Hydrophobic finish. Keep those mirror polished blades not showing fingerprints. Zerk handle flaming. See what this wonder if he shows it what it turns out to be. Can't tell what it did. Yep. Having a mill would be awesome just to play around with. There's that little clip. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Beautiful knives, beautiful. You know you sharpen a lot of knives when you've got a giant wheel like that in your shop. Yeah, that's more my style. It's still got the inlay, but it's not as gaudy looking. All right. TC's showing something. Damasteel. Yeah, that is a bunch of Damasteel doing this thing. All right. What else are we going to look at today? We still haven't had any snow this year. Y'all talking about cold weather. Yeah. Damasteel, I don't know. Some of it looks pretty good to me, but it almost seems like a mass-produced thing, where some of these custom ones that people have hand-hammered out. Good morning, Mitchell. I'm getting a few knives delivered today. I get that Zen and that Echo I've been wanting to check out. It's another older Ray clone, Jasmine. Old Laconico clone. I can't wait till they come out with some more of these Python and Nirvanas. And this is still one of my favorite older clones that I got. It's a Russian folding Tonto, or it's a RFT. And it's got skiffs in it, and it's just got sick action. This is a cool knife though. Russian folding Tonto, or Russian fighting Tonto, some people call it. Pretty cool knife. Those were done by the same guy. They both got skiffs. Cigar guys. Oh, that's a nice cigar cutter. That's for sure. Cigars is another topic that goes right along with knives. Pretty wild. Yeah, I'm already following him. I think we probably ran across him when we were looking at the art knives. When is, all right, Blade Show Atlanta this year? Let's see. Texas is March. So March, we all need to meet up somewhere. Anybody plan on going to Blade Show Texas? It would be not a bad drive for me. I guess I could also fly. I really need to hit another knife show. Only been to one big one. What are the, besides blade shows, what are the other big knife shows that are worth going to? I know there's a bunch of smaller ones, but what are some of the other big sanctioned ones? Knife shows. So if I type in knife show, it's going to show gun and knife shows. Custom, let's see. Yeah. Maybe y'all can give me some. So Blade Show I know about, but I wonder if there's any other big ones. Oklahoma, I think, has some big ones. Louisiana. New York Custom Knife Show. Cowtown Custom Knife Show. When is that one? October. It's at the end of the year. The Wee booth at the Great American Outdoor Show in Pennsylvania in February. All right, let's see. What is that one called? Great American Outdoor Show. Great American Outdoor Show. So it's a all-around outdoor show. So it's going to have all kinds of hunting stuff and not strictly a knife show. Yeah, did they ever get that beeping figured out, TC? You getting shot? Shot show. Yeah, shot show. Okay. So these are more outdoors shows, not just knife shows, but I like the outdoors too. CanCon. What is CanCon? CanCon event. Well, that was back in 2024. Still 2025. Yep, that's a bunch of... Yeah, I would like to go to an outdoors type show. But I really want to hit up some knife shows. I guess I need to go to the gun show and pay attention to the knives. I haven't been to a gun show since I've been into knives. Yeah, Fred talks about the New York Custom Knife Show. He went to it last year. They have the art knives up there also, I believe. All right. Yeah, I liked Blade Show Atlanta. Good enough. A little bit of sensory overload since I went to the largest one in the country as my first one. Kind of different. It's a good little knife too. It's one of my smoother washer knives. Somebody bought a custom Laconico Revel for $650, and it made me realize that I will probably get a custom Laconico first. That's a pretty knife. It's one of my prettiest knives. Terrible clip on it though. It's got one of those push-up clips, but it's terrible. Morning, Nick. Well, that definitely won't be one I'll be going to, Trouble Bunny, but to each his own. Hay stacks. Hacky sacks. All right, yeah, I was trying to think. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that. But I like the fact, let's see, look, Custom Revel. Somebody posted one. That was probably it. 2 days ago, yeah. That's a pretty knife. How do you get Laconico's customs? Does he have a list? I guess you get on and I guess he drops knives just like everybody else. I just had the CJ on the table, but it was a replica. And it was not a Tonto. But how do you, I guess, I don't know, maybe he's probably doing so much with Monterey Bay knives. I still want this one with the One of my ones that I want, that we bookmarked a long time ago, was the one with the wood blade. Could have sworn I had it in our links over here. He's got this albatross. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. This one, that's the one I want. It's got that wood textured handle. I love that look on titanium. I wish more people would do that. Yeah, I've got a Revel. But I don't have a custom one. I've got the production model. I love my Revel. I love my Ray stuff altogether. But that albatross right there, pretty dang cool. He had it on. So there's one. Blade Binge is probably... here's the one. Was on his website. It's gone now. Yeah, Blade Binge would probably be a good place. So, let's see. Custom Revel. $995. There's a custom one with purple. So I probably need to get prepared to spend around $900 probably. I don't know which version I want of his though. It's a Revel prototype. Pretty high dollar. See you later, Robert. What's the new ATK knife? What's the new one that's coming? Is it the Catalyst? Must be the Catalyst. I like it. I like it a lot. I love the milling. How big is that knife? 7.8 with a 3.5-inch blade. Yeah, it's a good size knife. There's a video. Yeah, I like that a lot. Hopefully you can flick off the fuller. Let's see if he does that. Yep. I like that one too. I love the finish on that blade. He picked 4 good versions too. Or they picked 4 good versions. Those ought to sell well. Like that clip too. Yeah, I like it, Nick. T8 everywhere, body screws, clip, and pivot. I like the fact they added that in the description. More places need to do descriptions like this, where they got all the facts. Nothing but the facts, ma'am. Hollow grind, cage ceramic. All the screws are titanium. Yeah. Do we have any idea what these are going to go for? What, let's see, where's their links? Instagram. Let's go here. February 1st, but no idea what the price, huh? They were going to call it the Relapse. The milling and the look of it when it's closed remind me a lot of Migron knives. It reminds me of my Marrow a little bit. And they do a lot of front flippers. So it kind of reminds me of my Migrons. Yeah, I'd say somewhere a little above 300 is probably a good safe bet. We've been looking at a bunch of nice knives today. I'll throw these up before I leave. I need to go make some new thumbnails for all my videos. I prefer the clip side of knives. I've said that before because you get to see all the shape of the knife and the clip. So I kind of prefer the way knives show on the show side. I mean, on the clip side. If you just get one look at a knife, they some bangers. Pretty amazing. Yeah, but if you just got to see one, the clip side is probably a good one to see. Do you like back spacers or do you not like back spacers? Yes to back spacers or no to back spacers? Well, all right, guys, I guess we're going to start wrapping down Wednesday. We got 2 more shows until the big year show. Haven't decided yet what I'm going to do to make the entry for the big giveaway, but I will be coming up with that in the next day or so. I like the clamshell with two-piece construction. Where they make the back spacer and everything into one piece. Kershaw does a lot of that. I don't like them particularly, but I like knives that have both sides combined into making the back spacer. Don't have any, of course, out here that are doing that, but anyway, guys, appreciate y'all being here this Wednesday. It is the middle of the week. I'm off today. Gonna try to get a bunch of stuff done that I need to get done. Working nights, you have to kind of shift your schedule around to do things during the day when most normal people are awake. Man, that flipper tab on that area's driving me nuts. I've got another M390 one. This one is an M390 one. I've got a factory one. I left factory, and then I've got one that I did a flipper tab delete on. And the one that I did a flipper tab delete on, it makes the knife look so much cleaner, the lines. But when I look at the screen, that's the thing that screams at me. Yep, 3 more episodes. We are there. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Thanks for hopping in this morning. Thanks for showing me some super cool knives. If y'all need me, hit me up. Email's in the top right. BladeAlchemy4U@gmail. Got any questions about anything you've seen on here, please reach out. It trips me out how a lot of people put some kind of weight into the fact that I do YouTube videos. But to me, I mean, definitely, like, I'm just like anybody else, and don't feel like you can't just reach out to me and talk to me. I'm very easy to talk to, I promise. You can ask anybody in here who has messaged me. So don't feel like you can't message me just because I have a YouTube channel. That's so silly. Like, a lot of people somehow feel intimidated by that, I guess. They think it makes me special, and it does not make me special whatsoever. I am far from special. I'm short bus special. But that's about it. But yeah, I can't believe I've only been late, 5 minutes late one time. And managed to do it every day. Pretty wild. It still trips me out. Think I'm going to throw my Apocalypse back in my pocket today. Love this knife. It's one of my favorite new ones. I don't know. It's just got those things that make it look great. Even though it looks like a Nutter Butter, still got a bunch of cool design aspects to it. And I'm still digging these full-size FSDs too. But I can't carry this one and carry that one because those are both front pocket knives. Might carry this combo again today. Anyway, guys, hope y'all have a great Wednesday. We will be here again tomorrow. And the day after. And the day after that. Anyway,